Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2641 of What You Up To Now. Today we're talking about the life framework, relationships, and the life framework interactions with relationships. Remember this graphic? I like to share this every month because it really demonstrates. I had a discussion with one of my coaching clients once, and we were talking about this and how the different areas interact with one another. And this is what we ended up with at the end of the conversation with respect to how they're all interconnected, right? Everything in life is interconnected. As soon as we figure that out and we start to look at and analyze the different areas of the life framework, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence, we start to see patterns and things that we can be, once we become aware of them, we can decide, is this something I want to keep doing because it's serving me? Or is this something that I did in the past, or I thought in the past, or I believed in the past about relationships that is mind-blowing because it no longer serves me? It's actually holding me back from what I'm trying to create in my life, my relationships, my business, etc. So what I do for this area, and I want to show you how I do it a little bit differently for each area. I'm sharing the same topics in the Supersize Your Business group. This is my Supersize Your Business group notebook, and this is my journal for the Be a Better You annual challenge. And I just list, okay, we're working on relationships this month. Here's the other 9 areas. And as I go about my day for both my businesses and my personal life, I think about, all right, what impact does my physical well-being, my physical health, or lack thereof have on my relationships in different areas and aspects of my life? What level of emotion or mental well-being, mindset, mental health and well-being, emotional health and well-being, spiritual wealth and health and well-being, what and how are those impacted, and how are they impacting my relationships, either my relationships I have or the relationships I want? And those are big questions, but if we don't ever start asking ourselves them, we'll never get the answers, right? Whatever we ask ourselves, we'll get an answer. We might not like the answer, but we can still act upon it then. If I ask myself, let's say all of these areas, right? All of them I can think of things in. So that's what we do. And then we look for patterns and look for signs. And we're going to pick one and start the ideas process. We're going to pick one relationship that we either want to improve, change, or develop. And we're going to map that out using the ideas process so that we can achieve it through the rest of the year or as soon as possible. I was like, well, I can always get my goal sooner than I set it, right? Versus having to wait till the end of the year. But I always use the end of the year as my cutoff mark when I'm doing the monthly, the area focus project. I call it the process that we come up with as our project for the year. I always give myself to the end of the year. Now, as we get to the last few things on the life framework, we have less and less time to accomplish that goal and objective. If that's our date at the end of the year, it doesn't have to be, right? I just do it for demonstration purposes and to keep it simple. Why? Because life is complicated enough. We got to find ways to simplify it, or we will, again, blow our own mind and waste our own time. We don't want to do that. So today I challenge you to think about the relationships in your life and the relationship between the other life framework areas and how they come together, or how we're blocking them from coming together and serving us better, because our relationships need to be for us, right? If we're in any big relationships that don't feel good or don't feel right, it's because they're not right for us right now, or they're not right. And we can do what we can do to try to alter and change and improve them. But remember, we can only do what we can do. We can't make the other person or the other entity do anything that they don't want to. And so I think once we come to terms with that, realizing that everybody gets to be themselves, it makes us feel better about our relationships. It also makes us show up better in our relationships, because we know we can always do more, be more, give more, and put more positive out into the world. And that's what we'll get back. Might not be from the person you think, might not be from the group you think, might not be from the business that you think, but eventually it all works out. All right. Any questions? Hit me up. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.